Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Got another Cyber Dragon video for you guys today. So it's come to my attention. I didn't really think about it, but obviously we've been doing a lot of Cyber Dragon content. And while my last Cyber Dragon video, we went over the big Cyber Dragon lock K9 combo, I haven't actually shown you guys any gameplay with the deck, and I haven't actually finalized the deck build. I still haven't finalized the deck build. We're probably going to do that tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is our next Yu-Gi-Oh stream, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you guys want to come help me cook. But I've got a pretty solid build. I added in a couple things that were suggested to me, and I wanted to bring you guys some gameplay so you guys can actually see how the deck actually functions and what my build kind of goes for. So I've got 3 games to show you guys. 2 of them are us going first, and the third one is actually us going second, but it's funny because it's a mirror match, so you actually get to see Cyber Dragon K9 responding to Cyber Dragon K9. It's pretty funny. I did make some misplays. I will warn you that, but I did deal with it just fine. Real quick, talking about the deck build that I've got so far. I tried to trim the fat, as I like to call it, as much as possible. Hence why we only got 1 Droll Loppard. That could easily be upped. I just wouldn't know what to cut yet. We have 3, 6, 9, 10 starters with 1 Cyber Dragon Claw. I would like to up it, but the packages are pretty big. As far as our K9 package, obviously 1 Lupus, 3 Azuna, though I've also thought about knocking Azuna down to 2, because really opening up Azuna is only good if you don't have Cyber Dragon, or if your opponent hand traps you, which you'll see in the gameplay. Joe Cool staying after that. This card's insanity. 1 Lantern, obviously Mjolnir, sorry. And then hand traps, we've got 3 Ash Blossom, 1 Droll. Again, I can up that. 3 Infinite Impermanence, and then of course we have talents called by Crossout to deal with hand traps, and then the rest is our normal cyber. Oh, I lied. I'm sorry. We also have 1 case of K9 and 1 EX Force Liberation. We really don't need more than 1 of each. As far as our extra deck is the same as it was in our last video, minus 1 change. We took out Zeus because I never ever go into Zeus. He was kind of an oh shit button, but instead this card was suggested to me, Valen the Psychic Sky Blaster. This card is actually pretty cool, and I think gives us the last little bit of spice we need for our extra deck. 2 level 5 monsters during the main phase. Quick effect: you can attach 1 material from this card and target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Change it to face-down defense position. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 face-down card on the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect of Valen the Super Size Sky Blaster once per turn. Extra deck is bullshit. Don't worry about that. That's just there because I haven't changed it. But this is what we're working with. So real quick, let's go check out some gameplay. All right. So real quick. We were up against Dragon Tail. Now, as you see, we did open up a starter in Claw, and the rest is all K9. We could have did a whole K9 turn, but because we have that 1 Cyberdark starter, we're able to go into full Cyberdark combo. And if you look, our opponent also has no hand traps. Though with all of the K9 cards in hand, if we had gotten hand trapped, it would have been okay. Though opening Lupus and Azuna is kind of annoying. Anyway, check it out. So this right here is a good example of how the K9 combo and the Cyber Dragon combo can go together. So if you guys saw my last video, the Cyberdark combo isn't nearly as strong as the Cyber Dragon combo, but we're still able to set up the lock and our usual board. So this is the same Cyberdark stuff that you guys have been seeing on the channel since the beginning of the year. Except for anybody who hasn't seen the combo yet, rewind. So it used to be we would go into Clockwork Knight, Chimera. Right there. So right here, after we dump, then we would save this to go into SP Little Knight. Now we don't do that. Now we go into Artifact Dadga, because Dadga is like the heart and soul of the lock. So now we Power Bond, chaining Dadga, set Mjolnir, summon Rampage. Rampage pops Mjolnir. Rampage dumps Hertz and Core. Grab Core, get our normal summon for Core. Core gets us Cyberload Fusion. I know Cyberload Fusion is kind of a brick and a lot of people don't want to play it, but this is the only way to allow us to full combo with the Cyberdark stuff, at least until we get the new K9 monster. Now we get second Rampage. Rampage dumps Union Driver and Cyber Dragon. Nova for Cyber Dragon. overlay into infinity. Therion King for Union Driver. Driver summons itself. Overlay into Princess. Princess summons Mjolnir to your opponent's side of the field in attack mode. Triggers Mjolnir, and then Cyber Dragon absorbs it for an extra material. SP Little Knight, and then we can go into our whole K9 package because we actually have the K9 package. So Joe Cool to summon Lupus. Joe Cool's effect to search Lantern. Now we got Ripper to search Case of K9, and to set EX Force Liberation. Case of K9 for another Joe Cool for later. Lantern for Joe Cool in the drop. The only thing I forgot to do, only because, well, I didn't really forget to do it. Lantern can search a K9 spell or trap. I only have the 2 already in the deck already on the board, so I didn't need it. And then, of course, we go into Second Sky Blaster. Now, I know this one's super fast, and our opponent actually just concedes here. I just wanted to show you guys this one because this is full combo. This is what our board looks like through Cyberdark. Because we opened up one Cyberdark starter, and we could have done this pretty much with, well, we opened Joe Cool and a level 5, so that's what got us into the rest of this. I like the K9 engine because it all searches into itself, and if you only open K9, you can still play the game. It reminds me very much of the Fiendsmith engine, except it gels even better with Cyber Dragons than the Fiendsmith engine ever did. Let's go on to the next game. All right, so this is another one where we got to go first, and again, we're playing against not the most competitive deck. It's ninjas, and again, no hand traps. But look at our hand. Hand traps didn't matter with this hand. Izuna, Joe Cool, and Called by the Grave. Like, we were getting full combo no matter what. But Realm for Chimera, and we go into same Cyberdark combo, which is cool to see the Cyberdark combo have this level of power, even with this deck. When I first made the Cyberdark combo, because a lot of it was me with Power Bond and Cyberlord Fusion, a lot of people weren't doing that. I liked it because it allowed us to make almost the exact same board as our Cyber Dragon combo. So it was very, very consistent and allowed us to have follow-up. The only difference is we got one extra card with the Cyber Dragon combo. But with other engines that I've tried messing with Cyber Dragon, I've noticed that the Cyberdark combo really struggles to gel with other engines. But thankfully, the K9 engine, it's a little bit different. We can get the lock even if we only open up one starter and nothing else. We can still get the lock at very least and end on Therion King Infinity and SP Little Knight with the Mjolnir lock. But with the K9 stuff, we can extend even farther and make a more powerful board. And now we're doing the same combo that we did last time. The reason I put this one in as well is because our opponent actually tries to play through the lock and almost does it. But by that point, we have such a ridiculous setup. It also doesn't help that I don't know any of the ninja cards. So boom. Now we overlay Ripper. Bang bang. It's literally the same play we did last time, except now we have a call by and an Ash to follow up. And we grabbed another Izuna in case we need to use Izuna as a follow-up with Lupus already in the grave. So I didn't know what this card did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done this. So if anybody that doesn't know what Tobari the Sky Ninja does, this card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect the turn it is special summoned or flip face up. Yeah, that flip face up. Oops. So as soon as he summoned it, I didn't want him to like link or get any other plays. So I set it with Sky Blaster, not realizing that I was going to fuck myself on the following turn. So that was a little bit of a misplay. I went into Liberation so I could banish one of his cards during my turn. Because I went into Werewolf and Liberation also pops a card. So, you know, on end phase, pop a back row. So I love the fact that we can do that. Now I went to attack with SP Little Knight. It flipped over and it wasn't destroyed out. So I was like, oh, maybe it's not destroyed once per turn. I didn't read the fucking card. I'm a Yu-Gi-Oh player. So I attack it with Sky Blaster and I'm like, oh, it just doesn't die. All right, bet. So we just go straight to end phase. But I feel really, really safe with this board. He tries to use an in-hand effect of Insect Ninja, which is if you control a ninja card or a face down defense position monster, you can special summon this card from a hand. So what I did was I used Wolf's Effect. So Werewolf's Effect is when your opponent activates a card effect, quick effect, you attach material from this card, and depending on whose turn it is, you get to use one of two effects. So on our turn, you get to banish one card each from your opponent's field and graveyard, which is bonkers. But on your opponent's turn, you get to look at your opponent's hand and banish one card from it face up. which is just as bonkers. So he tried to use this card to summon this monster. So I was like, all right, cool. Just banish the monster out of your hand. And you get to look at your opponent's hand. Getting hand knowledge is crazy. So he goes to activate this trap card. We negate it with Infinity. Didn't even read what it did. I was just like, nah. Because if you had another trap card, we still had Theory on King's Negate. And we still have SP Little Knight's Banish. So I was like, you know what? We're chilling. And our opponent conceded after that negate. So you see how powerful this board gets. And yeah, Werewolf is just... being able to set up Werewolf just by doing your normal lines, and you still get Ripper's negate. You can negate Ripper and then overlay into Werewolf. Like, yeah. All right, last one. This one is a little bit longer, and this one is the Cyberdragon K9 mirror match. And if you look at the bottom, that's actually not my hand. So we're gonna swap this. This is what I opened up with. So I opened up 2 starters, technically 3, but we only need 1 realm. Lupus is a dead card right now, and we opened up Ash Blossom. So watch how we were able to play here. So our opponent gets full combo. We save the Ash. Well, they don't get full combo because we save the Ash for right here. On the Cyberdark realm, we Ash it so that way he's not able to get Chimera. And that is a really big choke point for the Cyberdragon combo, because if you don't get Chimera, that means you don't get... You can go into Clockwork Knight to get Clockwork Knight, but that means you're not getting Power Bond, you're not getting Therion King unless you find another way to send Clockwork Knight to the grave. You're not getting Chimera, so you don't get to extend. That's a huge... Oh, and you don't get to dump Worm, so that's a huge choke point for Cyberdragon. So if all you have is 1 Ash, that's a good spot to hit. Obviously, they have Azuna, so now they go into Azuna, and then Azuna is going to dump Lupus. Then Lupus special summons, and then they're able to make Ripper as an XYZ, dump Azuna. They do their whole shebang. So they still grab Clockwork Knight. They end up using... Let me slow it down a little bit. So... So they use Ripper to search Joe Cool and to grab Forced Liberation. They use Joe Cool to special summon the Cyberdragon that they search with Emergency, and then Joe Cool to search Lantern. They do Clockwork Knight, so they're all machines now, which is cool. Because if they could go into lights, you could turn them into Infinity. That's why they gave us the light restriction, which I still don't know why they did that when they have a light XYZ for K9s. Weird. But they go Princess, detach Cyberdragon, summon back Cyberdragon, overlay into Cleaforte Genius. I thought we were going to see some spell cancel shenanigans, but they use Lantern, Cleaforte Genius to grab a Disa Blaster. I still don't like this card, but that's just me. They did it so that they can get to Infinity, which I understand. They get Psychic Sky Blaster, Infinity, Nova detach, summon Cyberdragon, get SP Little Knight, banish. Really didn't need to banish to Ash, and then Infinity. All right. Unfortunately for our opponent, he didn't know we were playing a mirror match. So we start off by contact fusing Infinity with SP Little Knight. And you know what, guys? That was a humongous misplay. Do you know why that was a humongous misplay, chat? Because our opponent had their own Clockwork Knight on the board. I don't know why I didn't think about it. I just immediately clicked on Mega Fleet when we could have sent their entire board and just made a Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. So that was misplay number 1. We go for Emergency, we get drolled immediately. I still summon the core just to contact fuse my opponent's board to make up for the misplay that I just made. So now we're sitting on, mind you, that means we still wasted a contact fuse. For some reason, our opponent ends up activating Sky Blaster's effect, which destroys a face down. So he destroys his own face down, EX Liberation. I'm like, okay. We end up double swinging, do some decent damage, and then we link into SP Little Knight, banishing his Clockwork Knight, so that way he can't search Therion King. But I didn't realize, his last card was Case of K9. I'm only seeing that now. So he does Case of K9, gets his search for Dracul, banishes. He actually plays this really cool. So he banishes Core, grabs Hertz, makes Hertz a level 5, which I thought was a little weird, because doesn't that lock you into machines? Yeah. The rest turn except machines. So he kind of messed up his own combo. Because now look, he summons Worm. He could have used Joe Cool. So I actually did this against an opponent while I was practicing. He could have used Joe Cool to summon the worm from hand, link them, XYZ them, whatever, detach to send worm back to grave, and then summon worm back with its own effect. I did that, and he could have done that, but he messed up using Hertz effect here. Now he mega fleets my SP Little Knight, which I also misplayed here because I should have used SP Little Knight here to banish anything, but I froze. I'm like, damn, what am I gonna do? I also forgot that he locked himself into machines. So I summoned Lupus here just to get a little defense. He hits in, ends up getting emergency back with Worm because Worm is busted. Naxter for Infinity. Attacks with the Mega Fleet, attacks with Infinity. I'm like, all right, cool, we lived. He has one interruption, we're killing him this turn. Because we haven't even done our full combo yet. So we go into core and he immediately hits us with Infinity. This is a huge misplay. I guess he did it because he was scared of another contact fusion, which I guess makes sense. But same thing with the Ash Blossom at the beginning. You want to hit the realm, or let them know, because if you let them get the Chimera, they can get their worm. So you're better off getting rid of the realm. It gets rid of the Chimera. They can't even get the extra normal summon to summon Chimera, and that shuts down the entire Cyber Dragon engine. But again, I'm assuming he was scared here of a contact fusion, because now we just go into the entire Cyberdark line. I actually limited what I wanted to do here because I didn't want to summon too much and have him drop like a nib. I didn't know what that last card in his hand was. But because we activate Chimera in the grave to dump Worm, he ends up summoning Lupus. He does have another level 5 with Worm, so he's able to use Lupus's effect to make a Ripper. We do Clockwork Knight to weaken all his monsters. We end up using Power Bond for Rampage. We get rid of Case of Canine. He gets to set a card. We don't care because we're dumping 2 and we're swinging for a game. Oh yeah, we try to use Hertz to get a monster. We would have got Core back because we already have OG Cyber Dragon, but he does negate it with Ripper. And we're like, all right, cool. We're just gonna go to battle phase and swing. We still have Worm in the grave. So if for some reason he had survived, we would have summoned Worm and gone into Infinity. All right, guys, a little bit of a shorter video this time, but I just wanted to show you this deck in action. I actually just recorded those replays like 15 minutes before I did this, so they're fresh. And I don't know if this is the final build I want. I'm feeling good about the package. Like I said, I might cut a couple things, might fit in some other stuff, but I am gonna take some feedback from your guys' comments. Guys, if you want to help me live or work on this, come by the stream tomorrow night. Again, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will want to finalize this build. I really like the Canine stuff, and I want to make sure I pick up the cards. Thankfully, all of the Canine cards are dirt cheap, minus Azuna. Azuna's like 40 bucks, but that's the only card that's expensive. This, compared to the Fiendsmith engine, I'll get this all day. But guys, let me know your thoughts. Want to check me out on social media? Those links down below. That's it from me. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Later.
See it in my eyes, I was born for this. I got demons on my side, you ain't right like this. I got reason to believe, I don't need it from my gifts. Only I can change the world and it go like this.